Stop everything you're doing. The wrestling world is in absolute shock right now, and what I'm about to tell you will leave you speechless. Bron Breakker, the unstoppable force of Monday Night Raw, may have wrestled his last match. This is not a drill, Suplex Rumble family. What's going on, champions? Welcome back to Suplex Rumble, the #1 destination for all your wrestling news, analysis, and breaking stories. I'm your host, and today we're covering a story that has the entire WWE universe holding its breath. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell because you do not want to miss a single second of breaking wrestling news like this. Before we dive into this absolute bombshell, let me set the stage. Monday Night Raw just delivered one of the most shocking and devastating moments in recent WWE history. We're talking career-altering, jaw-dropping, and potentially career-ending events that have left fans, superstars, and even WWE officials scrambling for answers. Alright, let's get into what actually happened on Monday Night Raw. Bron Breakker, the second-generation powerhouse and one of the most dominant athletes in WWE today, was ambushed in what can only be described as a calculated and vicious assault. Now, for those who may have missed it, let me paint the picture. Breakker had just finished an absolutely brutal match earlier in the night. We're talking about a man who gives 110% every single time he steps between those ropes. The match was physical, it was intense, and Bron Breakker did what he does best: he dominated. But here's where things took a dark turn, champions. As Breakker was making his way through the backstage area, reportedly heading toward the trainer's room to get checked out after that where he just had, the lights suddenly went out. And when I say out, I mean pitch black darkness in that section of the arena. Cameras were scrambling, production was in chaos, and then we heard the sounds of a brutal assault. Crashes, thuds, and what sounded like multiple attackers laying into someone. When the lights came back on just seconds later, the scene was horrifying. Bron Breakker was laid out, motionless, surrounded by overturned equipment crates. Medical personnel rushed to the scene immediately, and you could see the genuine concern on everyone's faces. This wasn't selling, this wasn't a work for the cameras, this was real concern for a man's well-being. What made this even more chilling? Breakker wasn't moving. His eyes were open, but there was this look of shock and fear that we've never seen from this absolute specimen of an athlete. WWE officials immediately threw up the X signal, which, as we all know, is the universal sign that something has gone seriously wrong. Now, here's where this story goes from shocking to absolutely terrifying. This isn't the first attack of this nature on Monday Night Raw. Over the past several weeks, we've seen a series of similar ambushes targeting some of WWE's top superstars. Let's run down the list, shall we? 3 weeks ago, a rising mid-card talent was found unconscious in the parking lot. 2 weeks ago, a tag team was attacked in their locker room. Last week, a women's division competitor was ambushed during a backstage interview. And now, Bron Breakker, arguably one of the most protected and pushed stars on the Raw roster, has been taken out. So what connects all these attacks? Let me break it down for you, because the pattern is chilling. 1. Every single attack happened in complete darkness. The lights go out, chaos ensues, and when they come back on, another superstar is down. 2. Multiple attackers. Based on witness accounts and the severity of the damage done, we're not talking about one person here. This is coordinated, this is strategic, and this is a group. 3. No one has seen anything. Despite WWE's extensive camera coverage, despite security, despite other superstars being nearby, no one has caught a glimpse of who's behind these attacks. 4. The targets seem random but strategic. We're talking about rising stars, established names, and now one of Raw's top guys. There's no clear motive based on alliances or feuds. The WWE universe is buzzing with theories right now. Social media is absolutely exploding with speculation. Is this a new faction making their presence known? Is this a returning superstar seeking revenge? Could this be an inside job orchestrated by someone already on the roster? Some fans are pointing to past factions that operated in similar ways, groups that used fear and chaos as their calling cards. Others believe this could be connected to someone from Bron Breakker's past, possibly even someone with ties to his legendary family legacy. Now let's address the elephant in the room, the word that has everyone in panic mode: paralyzed. According to reports from sources close to the situation, when medical personnel first attended to Bron Breakker, he was reporting that he couldn't feel his legs. I want to be very clear here, champions, because this is serious. We're talking about a potential spinal injury. The initial assessment suggested possible paralysis, but we need to emphasize that these are preliminary reports. WWE has been understandably tight-lipped about specific medical details, and rightfully so. This is a man's health and career we're talking about. What we do know is that Breakker was immediately transported to a local medical facility for comprehensive testing. We're talking MRIs, CT scans, full neurological evaluations, the works. The WWE medical team, which is absolutely world-class, has been working around the clock to assess the full extent of the damage. Here's the brutal reality that no wrestling fan wants to face: if, and I emphasize if, Bron Breakker has sustained serious spinal trauma, we could be looking at the end of one of the most promising careers in WWE history. Think about what this man has accomplished. A second-generation superstar who didn't just ride on his family name, he earned his spot. The intensity, the athleticism, the sheer power that Bron Breakker brought to the ring every single night was something special. He was being positioned for major things: world championship runs, WrestleMania main events, a legacy that would honor his family's incredible wrestling heritage. And now we're sitting here discussing whether he'll ever walk normally again, let alone step back into a WWE ring. WWE released a statement earlier today, and I want to read this to you word for word because it's important. WWE is deeply concerned about the recent series of attacks on our superstars. The safety and well-being of our performers is our top priority. We are working closely with local authorities and have launched a full internal investigation into these incidents. We ask for privacy for Bron Breakker and his family during this difficult time as he undergoes medical evaluation and treatment. But here's what's happening behind the scenes that the statement doesn't tell you. Sources indicate that WWE has brought in additional security personnel. We're talking about former law enforcement, private investigators, people with serious credentials who are combing through every inch of footage, interviewing every person who was backstage, leaving no stone unturned. The mood in the Raw locker room is reportedly tense, and understandably so. Imagine being a WWE superstar right now, knowing that you could be next. No one feels safe. Superstars are reportedly traveling in groups, no one is walking through backstage areas alone, and there's this constant looking over shoulders. Some wrestlers have even requested additional security details. Top stars are having their vehicles checked before they leave the arena. This is unprecedented in modern WWE, and it shows just how serious this situation has become. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking: is this all part of a storyline? And look, WWE is known for blurring the lines between reality and fiction. But here's my take: the medical evaluation, the involvement of actual authorities, the genuine concern from WWE officials. This feels real, champions. That said, WWE is also masterful at incorporating real situations into their programming. Could this ultimately lead to a major storyline revelation? Absolutely. But right now, the priority is Bron Breakker's health and catching whoever is responsible for these attacks. So where do we go from here? The investigation is ongoing, and WWE has made it clear they won't stop until they have answers. Every Raw going forward is going to have heightened security measures. WWE is taking this seriously, as they should. The outpouring of support from the WWE universe has been absolutely incredible. The hashtag #BronStrong has been trending worldwide. Fans, fellow wrestlers, even competitors from other promotions have been sending their thoughts and prayers to Bron Breakker and his family. This is what makes wrestling special, champions. Yes, we're fans of the sport, the athleticism, the storylines, but at the end of the day, these are real people. These are athletes who put their bodies on the line to entertain us. And when something like this happens, we rally together as a community. Bron Breakker comes from one of wrestling's most legendary families. His family has given so much to this business, and now the entire wrestling world is giving back, showing support, and hoping for the best possible outcome. As we wait for more information on Bron's condition, we're also watching closely to see if any leads develop in the investigation. Will the attackers strike again? Will someone finally see something? Will WWE set a trap to catch these perpetrators? One thing is certain: Monday Night Raw has changed. The landscape has shifted, and until these mystery attackers are caught and brought to justice, every superstar on that roster is looking over their shoulder. This is a developing story, and you can bet that here at Suplex Rumble, we'll be bringing you updates the second we have them. This is the kind of breaking news that reminds us why we love this business, why we follow it so closely, and why the wrestling community is like no other. Champions, I want to hear from you. Drop your theories in the comments below. Who do you think is behind these attacks? Do you think Bron Breakker will be able to recover? What should WWE do to protect their roster? If you appreciated this detailed breakdown and want to stay updated on this developing story, smash that like button, subscribe to Suplex Rumble, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update.